Alright people, so welcome to our Teach Meet at the National Education Summit. The turnout is amazing. That's for the podcast, not for the filming, don't worry. So we're filming this and it'll go up on YouTube, and we're recording it for Cameron Melcher's TER podcast. And so what this is a Teach Meet, so it's just teachers presenting on what they're especially passionate about or interested in. We do 2-minute or 8-minute slots, and that's pretty much it. It's sometimes called an unconference, so it's weird that we're having an unconference at a conference, but here we are, regardless. We've got 8 presenters today, and they're all going to speak for 8 minutes on the topic that they're choosing. Myself and Josh have put this together, and so it'll go me and then Josh, and then so on and so forth. Video cannot be loaded, but we're on Aboriginal land and we recognise the elders past, present and emerging. So these are our topics. I'll talk about global threats to teaching, Josh will talk about student voice in inquiry, and so on and so forth on the list. So firstly, this is me. The things I'm passionate about are flipped learning, instructional video, Teachers Across Borders Australia. We're an organisation that goes to Cambodia to teach Cambodian teachers. So if that's something you're interested in, hit me up. And also edu-reading. So I run a research-based group of teachers. We read research each month and we discuss how it relates to our practice. Okay, my topic for today is global threats to teaching. So I've been doing a little bit of research lately, which is always a dangerous thing for me to be doing. And I've been finding a lot of people discussing blended learning as a threat to teaching, in the sense that they use the phrase to mean a combination of flipped learning in a way that bypasses teachers and actually replaces teachers in many cases with either AI, an iPad program, or some sort of adaptive technology. So my question to you, as we're all here at a partly technology-focused conference, is does your use of technology logically lead to any of the above ideas? So think about the way you're using technology in class. Do any of the technology uses that you do as a teacher bypass you as a teacher, or in any way make you less important as a teacher? And I hope the answer to that would be no, but I think my examples will illustrate that it's a little bit more of a concern than you might have already thought beforehand. Maybe. Okay, so in terms of Australian context, it all starts with Gonski 2.0, which is, couldn't tell you the year, 2015-2016, but it basically pushed for a personalised learning agenda in Australia. And so that's kind of the starting point where you start to think, well, if the only way to deliver personalised learning is without a person in front of it, or with technology-assisted support for that person. So that's the Australian context. If we look at Bridge International as a company, they're operating out of Africa, or the Global South as it's sometimes called. So instead of teachers, they have learning facilitators, which are untrained teachers. And as you can see in the image, you have one teacher. That class size probably isn't representative of what actually happens. But you have one leader per school, so one principal, no APs, no leading teachers, no learning specialists. And the teacher, or learning facilitator, simply has an iPad that tells them what to do for the lesson. So it would say, tell students to open their books, make this joke, pause for laughter, ask them to get their pens out, rule up their margin from the left-hand side, and so forth. So these people are not what we would call teachers in a traditional sense, but rather they're paid adults who are not in and of themselves teachers. And you can imagine how that would destabilise a country if you took out the actual teacher development aspect of education that we're all involved in. Then, our next example is the African School for Excellence. So they have 3 primary modes of learning. Student to student, so as one student says in their promo video, we learn best from each other, which, as we would all know as teachers, is not true. The other thing they do is small group discussion, so that's the only part of the day when they're actually directly with the teacher, and the other third of the day is committed to their own independent work. So again, you can imagine how that would lower costs for schools if you take out that many teachers and replace them with adults who don't need a qualification or a degree. Then you have obviously a whole bunch of issues, but you also have a very cheap model that you can say the government is a lot cheaper and a lot easier to roll out and scale across the world. Then a more closer to home example, we have Old School from the USA. They have more software engineers in their school than they do teachers, so that's a similar example. It comes to us out of Facebook algorithmic thinking. Students don't complete work, they work from playlists of personalised learning. It's recently closed down with the CEO saying that if you're thinking of starting a startup, the first thing you should do is stay away from education because it's 20 times more complicated than he initially thought, which we as teachers would all already know as a fact, but regardless, this guy had all the big names behind it, had Facebook behind it, billions of dollars of support, and it still failed ultimately because the thing that was missing was teachers, and obviously teachers and relationships are the core to the education process, which may not be true for adults. As adults, it could maybe take less of a role. If you're an adult, you might like online learning or something similar, but if you're a Year 9 student, you really need that relationship. You need to be motivated, and you need the loving support of a teacher. Alright, I believe this is the last example, Summit Learning. So this is directly from Facebook. Recently in America, some Year 11, Year 12 students walked out of their school because of the way this Summit Learning was being poorly rolled out. The teachers didn't actually understand how to use it. They said it was too easy, and students just spent hours and hours sitting in front of a screen without any input from a teacher. Obviously, as we know, everything we know about Facebook tells us that there's data concerns as well, so all of their data is being harvested, not just their names, their dates of birth and so forth, but actually their learning data, so you can extrapolate from that how intelligent they are, what kind of jobs they might like, and therefore what sort of products they have, so it's really quite a complicated data thing. And of course it's being poorly implemented, and so students are walking out. That's a good local example in the sense that it's America, but if you can transport that into a less developed nation, you can imagine the students would have the gumption to walk out of classes, and they're more or less just going to get what they're delivered, and then that's how you get a digital divide between those that are delivered education by teachers and those that are delivered education by technology. And then this is my favourite, Carpe Diem, so it's only just recently closed down. People quite often talk jokingly about the call centre model to education. This is exactly that. All the students wear brown chinos, they clock in the morning and they check into their call centre cubicle. There's only 6 teachers total in the school for about 1,000 students, and as they proudly say, it's one of each. So they've got 1 English, 1 humanities, 1 maths, 1 science, and 1 PE teacher, because of course you can't virtually complete physical education as much as we'd like. The phrasing they use is coaches and assistant coaches, so anytime there's a strange phrase thrown around in the school, you probably know for sure that they're not teachers, but they're just people pretending to be teachers, and in this case, coaches and assistant coaches is their code word for untrained teachers. On their website they promoted that they actually have excellent outcomes, but as a charter school they were closed down for the fact that they weren't meeting minimum standards 2 years in a row, and as a result the entire school was closed down. So to me, all of this stuff combined tells us that there are people and places in the world where teachers are being disemphasized and challenged directly and being replaced by technology. And so I think that's something we should be aware of as we kind of look to innovate with technology and think about the way that we are establishing ourselves as the prime element in education. Thank you.